John 19:31. Hoi un Judaioi, epe paraskue ein, hena me mene epitu stauru ta somata into sabato, ein gar megale he hemera ekenu tu sabatu, erotesan ton pilaton, hena kate agosen, let me just say that one more time, kate agosen auton ta skele kai arthosen. All right, let's pick up here at the beginning. So the Jews, and then the verb for that, indicative verbs all the way down here, they asked Pilate. But let's get these intervening clauses here. So the Jews, since it was the day of preparation, that is, it was Friday, it was the day before the Sabbath, so that the bodies, that is, the bodies of those crucified, would not remain upon the crosses on the Sabbath. A couple of things we should note here quickly. Remember, following hina, subjunctive. This is a liquid verb, so the sigma is rejected. We have the lengthening of the stem vowel to compensate. The may confirms this is non-indicative. We have an aorist active subjunctive, third singular. Why third singular when the subject is plural? Because neuter plural subjects frequently take singular verbs. So the bodies would not remain upon the crosses. Notice this is a singular form right here, but it is a distributive singular from the context. In other words, each one of these bodies is on a cross. So in English, we would probably rightly translate this as a plural. So the bodies would not remain on the crosses on the Sabbath. Here the Jewish religious leaders are showing concern to obey the letter of the law of Deuteronomy 21, 22 through 23, where if someone is executed, that their body would not remain overnight hung on a tree, that the land would not be desecrated. I encourage you to go back and look at that passage and see how the one who's hung on a tree is considered accursed by God. And I want you to reflect on how we deserve judgment. We deserve God's judgment, but Jesus on the cross took the judgment we deserve. Tim Keller's famous for saying there's bad news and good news. The bad news is that we're worse than we could ever imagine, right? We deserve the judgment of God. But the good news is we're more loved than we could ever hope because God sent his son to die for us. Let's pick back up here. So for, we have an explanatory clause here, for that day of the Sabbath, the specific Sabbath day, was a great one. In other words, it was an especially important one because it was a Sabbath during the Passover. And so that gives us all this background. Again, we pick up, remember our subject, the Jews. They asked Pilate so that their legs, that is the legs of these crucified people, might be broken. That is an aorist passive subjunctive of katagnomi, to break. That their legs might be broken. The purpose of this, of course, is to prevent people from raising themselves up and breathing, that they might die more quickly, that they would be taken down before the Sabbath. And that their legs might be broken and they might be taken away. That also is an aorist passive subjunctive. So aorist passive subjunctive, both of them third person plural.